I'd even go on tonight. Everybody out there having fun? Food Quig was on. I'd even go on tonight. Oops, time to shut that off. And we'll see if anybody's got any more energy to listen to another whiskey guy ramble. I don't even know if I got any energy. Some of them guys talked a lot. 1% battery life. Giving me stories, Whiskey in the Six. How you doing? My thing is going off like crazy here. I better shut her down. Talking about whiskey. $1,700 US on one site I saw. What are they talking about here? Something you're probably after, Rob. Can't see what they're talking about. Scotch test dummies, you got 2%. Well, that's because Malted Montreal talks too much. You're in Quebec, Loch Ness. What are you doing there? Safe time to go because Swami's in the US of A. I'm pretty sure that Trump's got them bugged and they're following them right now. Anyway, I am pouring a fine oak, the new fine oak. Will you please shut up? It's one of them Twitter passes. Whiskey tubers all night long, Donner Pass. Gonna pour a little whiskey here. The new fine oak. Triple cask matured fine oak from Macallan's. And then maybe I'll top it up with a little Cavalan X bourbon. 1%. Listen, are you a 1%er? Don't think so. Fishing and Friends weekend. That's nice, Loch Ness. I wouldn't mind doing a little bit of that myself. This seems to have been an entire summer of working. So, we'll see what happens. May have to leave the continent. Take a break. Is there hair in my beer glass? Maybe it was just a bubble. There's a beer. I don't know if I'm chasing the whiskey or chasing the beer. Innocent Gun. Bourbon cask finished. Anyway, what are you doing, Whiskey in the Six? I thought it was like 10 minutes, 25 minutes later. Food Quig was on for almost 3 hours, I think. But he was actually doing something interesting. He was going through his four of his infinity bottles. And he's got them separated. He's got an Irish one, Canadian one, and I missed what the other two were. You don't have a charger. I have two chargers. I got a 6-foot charger and a 10-foot charger cable. Quig is probably in bed now. He just finished, I'd say, somewhere in the middle of Malted in Montreal, or when he first started. So that was good. I was at work today, and I got a call from Santa Cruzan and Messenger thing. It was kind of cool. Had a chat with him while he was waiting for Eric Waite to show up at the distillery that they were hoping to go in and do a little tour of, and they didn't get to do a tour. But it gave me some research on their stills because Chris Santa Cruzan went in with the video on. What is it called again? Venice Distilleries. Anyway, their copper stills they're using are they're from Spain. Read up on them a little bit. Called Hoga, Hoga. Interesting little stills. Quig is probably tucked away. 26 minutes. On charge. No problem, gentlemen. Eric Gilbert, how you doing there, champ? Still finishing off some of your Alberta Springs? I would assume it's a 10-year-old. I don't think I've ever seen anything but a 10-year-old. Venice Spirits Distillery. That's where we're at. Thank you, Scott. What did I say? Venus? Penis? Venice. Venus Spirits. Whiskey Sneerson. I am not drinking 100 bushels. And you got to remind me to send you some samples when I get back. Next week I should be home and done all this traveling. So I can see and help and take take care of Julia. But I want to send you some samples. I want to send you 100% rye that is totally not like 100 bushels. Yeah, I like Alberta Springs. Yeah, 10-year-old vintage. It's good stuff. Matter of fact, oftentimes when I'm in a hotel here, the ice machine they have in here gives you crushed ice. And if it was hot enough, it rained today, so it was cooler down. We were at, Millstone. You've tried it already, right, Scott? That sample I sent you, the one you thought you threw in the fire? Anyway, they have the crushed ice, and I will just pack a glass like this with the ice and pour my favorite whiskey over. I am right now sipping on this Whiskey Sneerson, the Macallan's 12-year-old triple cask, fine oak. I didn't notice that when I opened up the bottle one, but the bottle when I first opened up out of the box, that it says fine oak. And this one here, as I said on my last live show or two, this is from the U.S., Etron and Goof. Did you try it live with me? When I think the last time I was live with you, Scott, was at Impromptu with the two brewers. I can't remember now. Richard, how you doing? It is fly season here, man. It is terrible. I usually have to stay up like an extra 15 minutes and find the one or two flies that comes in with you. These freaking farm fields. I don't know what it is, but there is a shit load of flies. Yes, a lot of orange and Whiskey in the 6. If he's here, he tried a different bottle, just a regular release bottle with Patrick Van Zudelman in the Toronto tasting, and they swear to God that they actually put orange rinds in there, but they don't. It's hot in where's Las? In Las Vegas? Anyway, what I was going to talk about is what it's like after 3 weeks of being in a small town. It's not as bad as being up north in a secluded camp where you're following a very specific routine all the time, right? Bus leaves here, takes you to the job site, bus picks you up, takes you back to camp, dinner's at this time, supper's at this time, breakfast is at this time. But it's a small town. It's summertime. My favorite place to eat here is closed till the middle of August, which means I'll be gone. Her name is May, and it's a little Chinese restaurant. So I'm stuck here between Subways, which is probably the #1 employer in Saskatchewan. Every little town has at least one Subways. Every little one. And I mean, you can pass a town every 100 kilometers. Isn't that true, Whiskey Sneerson? Whoa, rare breed. Really taken to the bourbon lately. Yeah, I like bourbon, especially in the summertime, to tell you the truth. Lost Angels, yes. It's been hot up here, too. Oh, they have a chicken chef here. Don't even get me going. I do not go to the chicken chef. I have avoided it this trip altogether. I used to manage restaurants and train franchisees, Sneerson. And the only reason the people that bought this franchise bought it is because it was the cheapest franchise they could buy. They have two different menus, the franchise menu and their own. Okay? I don't know if you got that. They have, oops. Oh, they have two menus, franchise menus and their own. It's not good. The service is bad. May, is always out with you. Flies are better than hawk-sized mosquitoes. I am brutally attacked when grilling boar earlier. You were grilling boar? Nice. They have two menus. Peace. Peace, man. Here's your half. Oh, Scott. A scared chef, the chicken chef. Yeah, but it's even the worst logo I've ever seen for. Don't even get me going about that. I think that some of the other chicken chefs, the one in Regina, whatever areas, it might be better, but not this one. And across the street from it is a place that was called something Grill, the Esterhazy Grill. I guarantee, with very little effort, we could open up that one and be the king of restaurants in this dinky little town. And I would only open up 2 to 3 weeks of the year. Because that's all people are going to do. You open up and make it so special on that 1 or 2 days that you'll be packed. Those days, other places will be shut down. I'm pretty sure you could do that. And it would be like open pit barbecue, like in the US. So it would just waft with that barbecue smell. You buy all your meat from a local farmer somewhere. You open up a little distillery beside it, make your own freaking whiskey or spirit or whatever you want from a still. We can go to northern stills in Ontario and order a still for $30,000. We'll be making hooch like that. Whiskey Sneerson, you're a power engineer, so you could help me set up the still so we don't blow it up. I think we got an idea here, buddy. We might not retire, but we'll have fun working ourselves to death. Well, anyway, all I was saying that when you're in a little town like this is it becomes monotonous after a while. What's everybody drinking? Scott, you've been drinking for a while because you got tomorrow off. Probably going to make a whole bunch of videos. I'll be at work and hopefully be able to catch an impromptu. Oh, no, tomorrow's Sunday. Monday. It's Monday that you have off. Boars have to be shot and killed if you see them on Ontario. Yeah, I don't think we have many wild boars. A 5-year-old Bunnahabhain. IB. Bunnahabhain. Did you miss? Is the IB just an extra couple mistake strokes or 5-year-old IB? Independent bottler, you mean? I like that Macallan's. I have to say I've missed Macallan's a bit. Just don't like their marketing gimmicks. Independent bottler. Which independent bottler, Scott? I need a new glass. I'm going to pour a little Cavillon. Oogie doogie dow. Oogie doogie dow. Oogie doogie dow. Oh, you're having an ard bag. Hey, Bourbon Shenanigans. How's it going? Pouring some whiskey. Just finished James MacArthur. Don't think I've seen that one. But I'm very fond of independent bottlers. I'm also very fond of Calvin X Bourbon Oak. Be my next nightcap. Since I don't work till... I think it's hard to clean these glasses here. That's the other thing about the water down here, guys. It is hard. Hard, I tell you, hard water. Make a man out of you when you drink it out of the tap. So, Mike, what bourbons are we having here? Oh, the closest I can get to, Mike, right now is an ex-bourbon barrel from Cavalier. Smells good, though. And actually, oddly enough, an innocent gun that was aged in ex-bourbon barrels. I think I've done this once already on one of the morning live shows I was doing when I was on night shift. Scott, since you're a sherry man, have you ever heard of a gentleman, Ruben Luton? His website or blog is www.whiskynotes.be. How often do I dye my hair? I never dye my hair. Well, I should say I haven't dyed my hair in many, many years. There's a neat article you might like. Sherry casks in the whiskey industry. I'll send you the link. I keep trying to read it, but it's interesting. Picked up Cadenhead's Auchentoshan. Now there, see, I like Auchentoshan, but the independent bottler is phenomenal. Naturally handsome. You or me? I think it's you, but did you see Jeremy's last Instagram post? I swear, man, he's trying to model. He's trying to get a job. Travis sent me one. Travis sent you one what? Travis sent you an article on sherry casks? Okay, you might have it. Let me know. It's interesting anyway. A few people in the chat when I first talked about it said a few negative things about him, but more to do with his rating system. Yes, okay. This Gavilan ex-bourbon oak is good. Very good. And thank you very much, Whiskey in the Six. I try to be naturally handsome, even with my baggy eyes. And if you could really see, you would actually see an awful lot of gray hair. But I'll show you pictures I used to highlight. Whiskey's nursing now. Settle down now. You guys are making me blush. It's a good thing Julie is not in here. She's busy packing right now. So, ooh, that stuff is yummy. I have probably just under a half a bottle at home still, not finished. Opened it up before I started doing this YouTube thing on Instagram, I think, with Charles from, what is Charles from again? Somebody help me here. Charles from Whiskey Untitled. There we are. The hell of the house, way too hot in here. Yeah, I don't blame you, buddy. Cold shower, get outside. Oh, is it cooler outside? Tends to be sometimes. Well, I am interested in some SMWS bottles that were just released. One is a Glenlivet, which is a number 2. Wish I could have been at the tasting. The other one is a Bladnock, which I've heard is sold out. 27-year-old Bladnock. It's one I don't think I've had in my collection, and I would like one. That's what I did today. I secured a few of them. Oh, and they have a new grain. They have a new number, G15, which is funny because it's actually Loch Lomond. When Loch Lomond is G9, but they did something different. It is a malted grain. and they call it G15, even though it's coming out of the same distillery. And there is an article in the new Unfiltered magazine that explains it, but it's in the mailbox. I haven't got it yet. I do know this, though. I have another cool package from some guys in Wichita at home, which I can't wait to get home and open up too. So thank you from the guys in Wichita. I think you know who I'm talking about. What are you drinking, Bourbon Shenanigans? And who else is in here? No Santa Cruz and Eric Gilbert. We know you're into the good stuff. Loch Ness. Are you into a bunch of bourbons and whiskeys or whatever with your buddies fishing? You sent it by accident. Oops. Well, it doesn't have a return address. So, hey, Chris, how you doing? So what did you do after Eric showed up if you couldn't go on a tour? Bourbon Shenanigans was an OKI 10-year-old. I don't know what an OKI is. But, and I'm thinking of what it is, but I don't know what it is. Sorry. Slow, man. Slow and tired. I got to go in tomorrow and just sit around and watch heat. I walk out every 2 hours with a thermal gun and write down the temperatures because they're doing a bake out in these 2 units that we just finished. It's the first time they've ever done a bake out in 100 years. And they're being some fussy about it. Well, the bake out does produce an awful lot of CO2. Carbon monoxide poisoning could happen. MGP, bourbon. I've never heard of it, Peter White, but thank you very much. OKI. Can we get that in Canada here, Peter? From the new Riff Distillery. Nope, can't get it in Canada, and that's probably why I never heard of it. So, new Riff Distillery. How many bourbon distilleries are there in the U.S.? And I guess, are there a lot of the craft distilleries that are making gin, vodka, whatever else, while they're trying to make different whiskeys? So they've got to make something that they don't have to age. That's a common thing up here in Canada, is lots of them, they all produce gin or vodka or new spirit, and some of them are getting fairly creative how they put it out. There's a bunch on Gamble of the OKI on Facebook. On Gamble. What are you guys all speaking French to me or something? Yeah, always enjoyable going to work and staring at walls. I do have paperwork I could be doing, but when I get into the certain mood, I don't do it. Yes, it is cool to meet with fellow YouTubers, actually, and fellow chatters. It was great meeting you, Whiskey Sneerson and Shannon, and the girls, and sitting at your bar, and then a little bit of the martial art class there that your wife taught me some stuff. Breckenridge does vodka, bourbon and vodka. Well, where Santa Cruzan was going, which is Venus Distillery, if I said that right again, they have tequila, they have rum, and they had 3 different whiskeys, a bourbon, a rye, and a single malt. Did you go and try any at least, Santa Cruzan? You didn't get to do the tour, but they had stuff you could try, right? Anytime. What are you doing anytime? Oh, yeah, Santa Cruz and does some fancy cooking and lots of fancy stuff. Your Instagram photos are getting fancier and fancier every time I check you out, buddy. So that's all good. Wow, how did I get the 13 views? That's awesome. For late evening, which of course to me it feels like it's Sunday, but it's so it's good. It's only available at the new Riff store. Wow, that's possible too. We have a distillery up here, and it's in Saskatchewan, in Saskatoon, called Lucky Bastards. And to get a chance to have their whiskey, you have to win the raffle, which I wonder about, because I've won it once and I've gotten another one a second time because I stopped into the store and they had some for sale. I'm like, excuse me, why is it for sale? Oh, it's for people that won the raffle or won the lottery and didn't come and pick it up. I'm like, well, then why wouldn't you offer it to the other people who didn't win the lottery but are participants? Jeez. Ain't as far away home. Oh, yeah. Okay, catching up on the reading here. So anyway, they have stuff they have some phenomenal stuff waiting to come out. But yeah, they only sell it at their place. You're kind of stuck. I'm hoping, which is hard to plan anything because I never know exactly, to stop in Lumsden. Whiskey Sneerson was there, and pick up some of that rye. Maybe they'd let me do a video in there, check out the place. But we'll see. You got any contacts there, Sneerson? Let me know. I could do the research and call them. And Rob, you should be going to the distillery that's like an hour from your house. You should be. Because I hear the secondary market on the 12 is like $200. What's going on here with the secondary market? Check out Whitetail District, just so Saskatoon. In oak chips for now. Is that because they're having a hard time getting actual barrels? And I saw their stuff. I'm a little hesitant because it's all in plastic bottles, right? That's as bad as putting the Macallan Classic cut in a water bottle. Almost as bad, I guess. Yeah, so you might have that article already, Scott. That's good. I haven't read it yet, so don't give me any spoilers. Charles McLean is what book I've been trying to read. And Charles McLean has got a pretty good video on the SMWS as a YouTube channel, which I forget what it's called now. It is SMWS something, but it's more than that. It actually has people that I consider friends. They are the founders of the SMWS, not founders, they're the ones in Canada. And they are opening up a distillery in Scotland. You should find out who this is. Not them, the Carpenters. Anybody's ever SMWS Silver Screen. That's what they call it. So they have an interview with Ian McMillan from Bladnoch Distillery, Georgia. They have a Charlie McLean, SMWS Master Phil, and Kelly and Rob Carpenter. Those are, I would suggest you guys check that out. It's awesome stuff, man. I wanted to ask about buying a mini barrel quarter. Oh, that would have been cool. They sell them. What's the Malt Whiskey Bible? It's the Malt Whiskey, just Malt Whiskey, the complete guide. Posted it on Snaps. You're joining him on his channel. Okay. Do you know what outrun he'll be showing you? Yeah, that's a good idea, Whiskey Sneerson. Yeah. Don't mention snaps around Whiskey in the 6. All right. Bourbon Shenanigans. Now he's probably going to want to give you a free Muay Thai class. Yeah, I know it's the new one, Scott, but do you know which numbers? Because they get you get different numbers in the U.S. than we do. Sometimes, most of the time. What am I holding? Eric Gilbert, I'm holding Malt Whiskey, the complete guide. You think? Are you saying that this is the Bible? Ooh, 10 minutes from your house. That could be dangerous, yeah. The chemical derivation of flavor. Oh, my Lord. You guys don't want me to read this. If I read this, I'll start sounding like a freaking whiskey nerd. There's enough of them already. You don't get the samples till Monday. They don't put out a outrun. So Scott, go to the the smws.ca website. Check it out. See what's listed. Okay, it's the Bible. All right, I better start reading it and remembering the verses. Chemistry. Yeah, you know what? There's one guy I would love to see if he would do an interview with me, and that's the son of Millstone. That guy it was entertaining. He still kept it entertaining about the whiskey. But if anybody asked him a question, like, the nerdy kind of question that you get at tastings, he was, he just right away is like, oh, this, and naming all these freaking things and words we hadn't heard of. And we're like, okay. And when it came to the tasting and the bottles, he really wasn't happy that they weren't all newly opened bottles, right? They'd been sampled. Some of them were open bottles or newly opened, but the rest of them had been ones that had been previously opened, maybe a week or so. And he could tell that he is, oh, it's got to be perfect. Can't imagine. But I mean, this is a guy that grew up with his father in a distillery, right? I think they make over 600 different spirits. Scott, where is Keith, by the way, when it comes to chemistry? Keith, which Keith are we talking about here, even though the question's not for me? SMWS of America, yes. I don't know. I think they're trying to grow it better, though. I'm impressed with what they're trying to do, trying to get to more of the members out there, right? I think you have a harder time, pardon me, gentlemen, you have a harder time in the U.S. than we do here in Canada, although the same issues, but you have more states, and so in that instance, you have more laws per state that interfere with them being able to get bottles to members in, say, a partner bar type of thing, right? Does he speak symbols? Wouldn't it be nice if we could just all get whiskey? We're very blessed here if you're an SMWS member in being able to, go to a tasting and try it first before you buy it. So anyway, is everybody set and relaxed and ready for some whiskey for their Sunday breakfast? While I'm unfortunately working. I don't know about free market. What do you mean free market? I don't really like talking about all that stuff because one day somebody in the political world's going to pay attention, and I think they're going to go, hey, yeah, we could get more of the pie in Alberta. Now, our taxes are lower in Alberta, and one of the things that we need to realize is that even though our taxes for certain liquors are lower, beer is more money in many ways, not in every province. But the individual liquor stores as well as the distributors know that we have a better price and we can sell for way cheaper. But they also know that we know how much it is in BC or Saskatchewan. So they're like, we're not going to go that cheap. So they're actually making more profit because they keep that, they find that happy medium and stay there, right? 7 days a week. There, what am I missing, Santa Cruz? And the distillery you're at is open 7 days a week? No, I haven't tried a number 4 yet. Is it even available where I live? You're gonna grab a bunch of bottles. You fucking. If I can't get any when I get home, listen, you could be the Muay Thai champion of the freaking world. I'm coming at you, and I'm probably going to use a crowbar and a kneecap. You've been up since 3 a.m. Well, so you've been up since 3 a.m. You did an 8-hour shift. That's early. Not a big fan of that stuff anymore. I don't like sleeping in all day, but this, well, anyway, you've all heard me rant about it. Getting told you're doing a night shift before, you know, the day before you get there when you're already prepared for a whatever month of days, and then getting shifted 2 weeks before the job's over into day shift is just no way to work. There is no whiskey in Alberta. Absolutely not. Anyway, it's insane, the pricing, the way things go. And I think it was on the Scotch Test Dummies. Or no, it was on Whiskey Untitled. And I think they were using the Wild Hog as an example. That Wild Hog was selling some bottle in the States is selling for $500 a bottle. And I mean, it, what did they say exactly? It was already $300 from the distillery itself, because the distillery said, you know what, we're going to charge this price for it so that we don't lose on any of the secondary market stuff, right? So even that, and I think that the Scotch Test Dummies continued with that thought on another show or another reviewer live, where it's not, the distillery is not benefiting from that secondary market pricing. That's somebody finally gets something in their store. Maybe they didn't get it first. I see lots of stuff. Like the committee release of the Grooves is showing up in social media, and we won't see it for a while. But the secondary pricing, or people going on about something they like, then the liquor store's like, hey, I can make some money on this. And I know some of the managers like, yeah, I know that sells for $100 cheaper somewhere else, but I also know if I put that price on it, someone's going to pay for it. Well, if he's the manager and he makes the owner happy that way, say, holy crap, then we're screwed. Supply and demand. You've moved on to Wiser Seasoned Oak. One day I'm going to get to try that stuff, I hear. One day. Not sure when. That's an inside joke. Somebody in the chat will hear it. They'll know. Yeah, you know what? I have the air conditioner on right now, which is funny that it's not running at this very moment. But I usually turn it on, cool the room down, and then shut it off. but I kind of need it cool to fall asleep. Lucky to get a couple of those. You were. How did you get a couple of them? Where were they? I'm going to get one. Yo, Jeremy, what's up? Drinking beer and whiskey and rambling on. And I'm very, very fortunate these people put up with me. Oh, sure. Rob shows up now because Jeremy's here. I was just telling him, Jeremy, about how fancy you are posing in your Instagram video. Let's pull that up here. Where's this? What's it called? Sippers Club? Sipper Social Club. I'm going to try and see if you guys can see this. Ooh, come on. Anybody want to check this cool Instagram out? It's called Sippers Social Club. If it shows up here. God, I hate Wi-Fi in a hotel. But I think Jeremy's going to be a model. It's for the Cava Fan contest. Cava Fan is having a contest. See if I can get the picture to pop up. There we are. It's coming. Long weekend drives in the city. I don't see anything. I don't see one thing to do with Cava Fans in here. No, I think it's just you showing off. Look at this supermodel. What do you mean your YouTube's notifications are very, very weird. There you go. Look at that hot shot. You guys should check that site out. Sippers Social Club. More whiskey male models. I think Eric White was mentioning something about the way the note, even if you have notifications clicked, it doesn't always. That's Jeremy. Jeremy H. Whiskey in the Sixes moderator. And on Instagram, it's called Sippers Social Club. Sippers Social Club. Take care, Richard Blanches. Blancas. Go straight to bed, eh? Take a bag of ice with you. I don't think it's that hard to give him the run for his money. Come on. Give your head a shake. That kid, he's just a kid. And what will your channel be called? Sipper Social Club or Jeremy H? Sorry. Some sci-fi fantasy movie is playing on the side of my ear here. Take the torch. Listen, I don't know. I've seen some of the videos and pictures of Scott with Swami there. I don't know. I think that guy could step in and fill in for either one of you guys. Yeah, I think he could. And I think he's been working out. Scott has from Scotch Test Dummies. You can see it's either that or the tan. And you can see his arms are tanned and they're a little bit ripped a bit. Yeah, I think you have. Have you been working out, Scott? You've been going a little harder than normal? I mean, I think you probably work out all the time. Sipper Club site. Yeah, it's pretty good. Club site. I would, Santa. What other things? You got any picture of Jeremy not flaunting stuff around? He's got a couple bottles of edition number 1. I'll never ever see that. Coming August 21st. You hit the gym occasionally. I hit a guy at work named Jim every once in a while. There's a gym in the hotel. I walk by and think that I should go in there, and I go, nah, I don't want to. A lot of these bottles I see in here, I know. And then, of course, there's the beer. I think I need to go to Toronto again. Oh, look at this, Jeremy. Cast strength and then a classic cut right beside it. And I agree. There is no comparison. Cast strength annihilates a classic cut. It annihilates it. Well, what do I know? Go hard lifting Miller High Life. That's funny. I'm right here in a corner end of the building, and I'm right at the corner where the barbecue is and apparently smoke pit. There's a couple guys, one guy from the States, of course, he's drinking kokanee, which I don't like. I like kokanee. One was actually made in the Kootenay Mountains. Toronto sucks. What do you mean I haven't tried either? I've tried both, you freaking, what do you know, you young ass punk? Just because I have 2 bottles of classic or cast strength does not mean that I haven't tried them. I'll prove it to you. Oh, and we need to talk about your buddy Bry. Remind me of that. Get a hold of me. We'll talk about him and my video. See if he's a man of his word. Yeah, it's cast strength all the way. And I've tried them both. Classic cut, whatever. It's the same as this. Open this new fine oak, triple cask, fine oak, small print right there, fine oak. Okay. Compare it to an old 12-year-old fine oak. Did you lick the sealed glass? You are funny. Looking. Did I lick the sealed gas? Hold on a second here. I got to send a message to Rob. I can't say it out loud. FRO. I would love to. Here's the conflict I have, Scott. And I would like to find a way around this. The trip to Scotland is October 9th to the 19th. When is your event? Oh, let me check this again. I phoned him and he did not send me the details. Yeah, October 9th to the 19th. Now, I have not 100% confirmed that will happen, but I would certainly like to make it happen. 19th and the 20th. So, I don't know. We'll have to see if financially I can afford it, because the trip's going to cost a few pennies. I see him now. Really? I could pay for several trips to Scotland. I think you guys, I need you to hook me up with the people. Yeah, we'll see. I'll see, man. Sell a couple bottles. I don't think most of my bottles are worth any money. I think you just see a few and you think they are. I'll tell you what, you get me everything bought and paid for, and maybe we'll talk about the last vatted malt. You know, free access to the hot tub, to your whiskey collection. Hey, Rod, how did the hockey game turn out, man? So this afternoon, Rod, the Barry White of beer. Yeah, Eric, stop buying bottles and flip. You got to flip what you got and keep buying other ones to flip, I think. Anyway, who you're playing? And I'm not a hockey guy, so we got Jeremy in here. He knows it right away. Who are you playing? You took it best of 3. It was a rivalry. You had Boston against who? Blue Jackets. I wonder if I could fly straight from Scotland to Kansas. Julia would snap. She's already annoyed that I'm talking about going to Scotland without her. But she would snap if I you were playing Boozer Reviews. Boozer Review CA, a Canadian? Is it a Canadian guy? Rob, right you are. What did Rob say? For drinking purposes, you better be buying 5 edition 4s over 1 edition 1. I think the same answer applies to your question. Okay. Okay. So I didn't get to watch your Blue Jackets. Second game was Devils, and third game was Lightning. This is on the brand new. You better inform the police. I'm coming if that's happening. Alberta. You don't like CC as in Canadian Club? You've been trying to set this up for months. Oh, I see. All right, well, it was cool. I mean, I kept getting interrupted at work, but I was trying to follow along. I'm not really into watching other guys play video games, but hey, Shannon wants to know if the old Central is still open. Hotel bar in every small town and guessing. The old Central is still open. I haven't gone to it this turnaround. It was the only place that looked open today. There's the Galaxy Pizza place, which is a restaurant in an old gas station. They still have the gas pumps outside. And so it's funny when you're sitting in there, Sneerson, people will pull up and try to get gas. And the waitress has to like, oh, those pumps don't work. We don't serve glass. CC Classic Cut. Oh, jeez. Sorry, Scott. Sorry, Jeremy. It was fun while we drank beers. Yeah, but man, there was an awful lot of heavy breathing. Was that you or the other guy? Canadian 12 year. Yeah, they are. I haven't done too much Canadian club lately. I think the last thing I had was their Germans select the 100% rye. Did I? No, I never picked up. Oh, hey, Santa. No, I did not pick up Castmate Stout Edition. No. Yes, you need Santa Cruz in there. Oh, sensitive mic. Oh, you have a sensitive mic. Well, move it farther away. I don't think the sound I heard was sensitive. It was a little bit more aggressive. Poor Rod. Rod is the Barry White. The Barry White of beers. Actually, Rod, I should send you a beer down there from here, from this province. It's called Perry White or Prairie White. Is there any reason why Santa Cruz wouldn't be coming there in October? Chris, is there something holding you back? Got that fancy new Ford truck. How far is it? If the weather was right, what's the weather like in Wichita in October? I could truck down a motorbike down there and ride it for a bit at least. Yes, that would be even better. Richie Z and you together. Holy crap. Holy. All right. Jeez, man. I got to figure something out. I'm probably going to have to work myself to death, which will probably be good. There's so many things I got to do, man. Wow. That would be crazy. I'm going to send you a soundtrack. You got to get your buddies in the band down there to learn all this guy's music. Scott, if you haven't heard of a guy and you got YouTube, look up Corb Lund, C-O-R-B, Corb Lund, L-U-N-D. Yep. You got some perfect music for your event. There are no good beer outside Ontario and Quebec. Oh, Eric. Somebody's got to come over there. Yep, Corb Lund. Have you heard of him? I think they'll like him. Kind of not country, kind of country. I don't know how you describe it. One of his songs is "We've Been Drinking Beer All Night." I forget how it goes now. We've been drinking beer all night. It's time to start drinking whiskey, basically. Oh my Lord. Corb Lund. The truck got started. Geez, buddy, go check this fella out. Hurtin' Albertan. That would be, if I knew how to sing and play music, I would play that song and dedicate it to mommy. Oh, will you please just land? Okay, land. Hopefully I scared him. I won't be going to sleep until that guy's dead. Time to switch to whiskey. Tell me how that sounds. We can hear me talk and not play at the same time.
Well, I like a full-bodied lager as much as the next hard-working man. The taste of sun, well, dealing stud, I can surely understand.
There's no good beer outside Ontario and Quebec. What the hell kind of comment is that, you silly little... Time to switch to whiskey. We've been drinking beer all night.
You can fish your bass and cut your grass and drink that purple gas. Sure enough, for the powerful stuff that'll knock you on your ass. Just like diesel fuel, nobody's fool, don't want to get left behind. Well, it's time to switch to whiskey. We've been drinking beer all night. Well, it's time to switch to whiskey. We've been
I think he's... That's probably a good comparison, Santa Cruzan. Anyway, hope you like that. Pretty good stuff. Some of them are pretty funny. He's got one there about a Highland steer. I think that's a pretty good comparison. Can you guys hear that? Is it playing all right? The only provinces in Ontario and Quebec, yes. Yep. I think we should do what Trump's doing and build a wall completely around those two provinces. Come on, Rod. Sing it with me. It's not a little Barry White, but it's good enough.
I got checked out by a blonde young heifer. Says she might want about me. Don't let her hair in my eyes like a Highland steer. String in my step like a white-tailed deer. I hit you in my hip like an old sheep dog. I puff up my chest like a big bullfrog.
You think the boys could learn how to play a couple of them songs, Scott? That is a guy named Corb Lund. I don't really know where he's from. I think he may be from Alberta, although he does have a song in here about Saskatchewan. So he's pretty much, he sings about Canada overall. Sounds like Wyona has a big brown beaver. Your wife is enjoying the Corb? Corb Lund's awesome, man. He's got a great song here about horse soldiers. And he's and how he must have liked to read about horse soldiers, because he covers horse soldiers throughout history of war. It's a neat little song. He kind of makes me think of Stomp a Tom Connors and another fella and their songs they're kind of historical stories. They're stories. They're interesting. I like that type of stuff, right? Bluesgrass, yeah. That's well, I don't know if it's country music. Yeah, I think some country people might like it, Eric. You know, you got to be a little bit more open-minded. Where do you live again? Don't make me come down there. All I want to know is if Scots could learn that, they'd love to play some of this stuff. I swear they would. Especially this one. What kind of truck do you drive, Eric?
The Chev got stuck in the Ford, got stuck, got the Chevron stuck when the Dodge showed up. But the Dodge got stuck in the tractor rut, which eventually pulled out the Ford with some difficulty. But more rain than we've seen for 1,000 years caused financial joys and biblical fears. It caused some smiles, it caused some tears, but more to the point of our story. For the first time in the collective memory, that old brown prairie that had been so dry for so long was very muddy, boggy, sticky. We pull one truck out and get another stuck in, and motors that roar and tires that spin and sink right down to the diff. We'd all take turns and do it again until no one could move. Call one more friend, come on out here, we need you. Bring your truck. The Chev got stuck in the Ford, got stuck, got the Chevron stuck when the Dodge showed up. But the Dodge got stuck in the tractor rut, which eventually pulled out the Ford. And the Dodge Eagle Opportunity.
Look up Primus. I'll look up Primus Swine's Big Brown Beaver. Oh. I know it's a song. We've heard it. That's right. The wife would have taken the truck. You got to play it backwards, then you get everything back. Primus. Country rock. Tales from the Punch Bowl. I'll never get monetized. First time I did Instagram, I played music in the background, and they ended up shutting it off. They actually said that it sounded like I was playing music that wasn't allowed. Hey, Loch Ness, has it been an hour? I got nothing to do, man. It's raining outside, or was, and yeah, there's freaking one fly in here I gotta kill. What were you doing? You're in Quebec fishing. It's way too late at night. What's up, Montreal? You still awake? We're drinking that Macallan and listening to some Primus, Wyona's Big Brown Beaver. That was selected by Scott. I don't know why he's into big brown beavers. We got Swamp. There you go. I was just going to say, Rod's in here. Earlier today, I was watching Rod get his freaking ass handed to him in a hockey game. Yeah, it's only 10 o'clock here, too. We're on the same time frame. Well, it's past my bedtime now. Is that Macallan the new label? Yes, it is, Jeremy. I just got it. You might find this interesting. This here. I'll get you the box. I got two of them. I got that, and they're double cask. could open this up today. As I was leaving Alberta, 9 o'clock. Yeah. As I was leaving Alberta, I stopped into a big liquor store called the Wine and Beyond. I'd already seen this, which is they call it triple cask matured, and in really small print it says fine oak underneath it. Okay. But I was talking to the lady there and saying my rant about Macallan's, which everybody's probably heard a couple times here now. This double cask was sitting there. And I looked at the back of it, and oddly enough, it said 43%, not 40% ABV. So this began the investigation, Jeremy. And to shorten the story, what we found at the bottom of here, it says imported by Edrington Group Americas, or Edrington Americas, New York. There's no French on these labels. It's 750 mil. And this is obviously not meant to be in Canada. Talked to the spirit buyer from Wine and Beyond, and he says, oh yeah, I got those in special. I'm a little suspicious of that. I went on to my little local whiskey chat and said, hey, we've got bottles that you guys should grab before they're gone. And this is one of them. This also says imported by the Edrington Group. So this here is meant for the US, and somehow we got some. Maybe they had too much and didn't sell. I don't know. But it is much better than the stuff we get up here. And every single one of us needs to let Macallan's know that we're sick and tired of this goddamn discrimination. Enough said. Save cash, didn't go see the Grand Canyon. Yeah. But I have to agree with Scott. I think that it would have been phenomenal to see the Grand Canyon. Actually, in Canada, I don't think there's a specific law up here, whereas in the States, yes, I understand that it's the LCBO. Well, those guys need someone to kick them right in the freaking vajayjay, knock the sand out of that damn thing, and tell them to grow the hell up and act like a man. Sick and freaking tired. What the hell's that about? Yeah, I don't think Macallan per se sucks. The stupid NAS sucks, but there's a massive difference between a 3-year-old, right? Yeah, it's not, from what Jeremy's saying, is it's all his fault. That's okay, because I'm drinking Cavalier ex-Bourbon Oak. I did try them at Macallan's, but this stuff's a little better. Yeah, so that's fine. Screw them. What, Jeremy, what is the law in Ontario about taxes for alcohol by volume? Because I tell you right now, here in Alberta, your tax bracket doesn't change until you're over 61% ABV. Scott, thanks very, very much for hanging out for a while. Enjoy your day tomorrow, and we would expect an impromptu on Monday. I kind of look forward to those, even though I don't catch them all. Yeah, that's crazy. There's a lot of people that don't. And I hope, Scott, I want you to design a manga shirt with you and Bart in some crazy Jap animation battle. So anything over 43% in Quebec is bracket. Fuck, it doesn't make any sense. So maybe that's why Ryan. Oh, you have the live stream Monday night with. Okay, understood, buddy. That'll be cool. Hopefully, I'm done this job. Monday's probably my last day. Yeah, I don't know why. What? I can understand why people don't like Dalmore, but Glenmorangie. I don't mind Glenmorangie. I don't understand why you don't like them, Eric. They're not overpriced. Even their special limited releases aren't really that expensive. I don't think they're anything like Macallan's or Balvenie. Isn't that an awesome idea, Santa Cruzan? I actually know a guy that is a caricature artist. He's actually an illustrator. I bet you can make one awesome. Maybe I'll make one and sell it to them, eh? I'll come up with the design. I've seen this guy's work. It's phenomenal. Dalmore is on a different level. What kind of different level? What makes them different? I mean, their whiskey might be different, but too light for your taste. I like light. Other than the Reuben. Hey, Dr. Ragland, how you doing? Getting the last sip of Deanston Virgin Oak. And going to bed. Yeah, that's late out there. I'm going to bed here soon. We'll be on for a few more minutes. You had the Signet and it was just okay. Not in a good way. Okay, 100% polyester shirts. Yeah, why not? They'll match Scott's freaking 1980s shorts that he wears, I guess. Just okay. Yeah. What's the price on the silver neck of the woods, Jeremy? When is Whiskey in the Six printing the shirt design at? I made him. You made a shirt for him? I don't know. That's crazy. And Swami apparently made a nice pink Malted Montreal t-shirt for Julia. I guess these things take a long time to make. Must be making them in downtown Montreal, maybe. I don't know. Is Whiskey in the Six even awake anymore? Is he just watching while he's watching? He's probably on Space Channel right now watching Prometheus while the wife is sleeping. Totally priced for wine finished bourbon cask whiskey. Totally overpriced for wine finished bourbon cask whiskey. Which is wine finished bourbon cask whiskey? That's see guys, I have a lot of whiskey. Well, I don't know nothing about it. I mean the Deanston Virgin Oak is not what you're talking about, I assume. You must be talking about the Glenmorangie still. I don't know. Hey, why do I have to wait till Swami gets back? Just make the damn thing and send me the bill, okay? Come on, I don't. Let's skip out the middleman here, right? That guy, he's gone down there to find Donald Trump and join him. Swami would be good. He could run the guys building the wall. Sit there, drink out of his flask all day, whip. Wine finished Glenmorangie. I can see Malta to Montreal down there right now. Making America better again, or repeat it again, or skip out the middleman, man. That's all I have to say. They're going to finish some malt whiskey and port cask. Well, I was reading their website, and they say that they get, I think because of where they bought their kiln, which is from Spain, that same company actually gives them access to Spanish oak barrels somehow. You have no doubt. Well, sweetie, that's okay. We're going to get you all set up. I'll be home this week or next week. I miss you. I kept trying to get a hold of you, but you had visitors and they were a big priority, I guess. Before I came on, guys, I kept asking Julia what she's doing. I'll send you some money for extra data if you want. You miss your wife? I bet you do. Not worth overage charges. No, it's not. I'm fortunate. I've got the hotel Wi-Fi, and I have a little extra gimmick from work. Julia, I'll call you after. Don't get all mushy about what I'm about to hit enter on, all right? Just take it easy. It's normal. Pump your brakes. Now I'm subconscious of my hair because of what Rob said in the beginning of the chat. There was a UFC on tonight. I don't know who was fighting. Whiskey Steerson says hi to Julia. PDA. I'm not sure what PDA stands for. Doom, 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 doom. Who was fighting? I'm so over it now, UFC stuff nowadays. It's getting to the point where you'd rather just go watch the little guys fight. Okay, now we know. When I start scratching my eyes, it's time to go to bed. Alrighty. Is it? Oh, see, I'm still, my endocrine system messed up in my head from night shift. I don't know what PPA means either, let alone PDA. I don't speak the same language. Yeah, no, I'm not watching it unless I could get it in a movie, but I'd never watch it all. I'm not crying. But Whiskey in the Six said something about dyeing my hair. How often do I dye my hair? There's no dye in my hair. I'm 50 years old. Leave me alone. You got money on Delashaw. Jeez, man. How much money? Okay. I'm going to have one more dram. Leave a like for Throttle Toss. Put the thumb. Who put the thumb down? Somebody put a thumbs down? It was probably That's Crazy and Swami, those little prickheads. Bastards. Oh, couple bills. What's a couple bills? Hey, you speaking gangster because you're in the greater Toronto area. You guys always made me laugh. I'm a gangster. No, you're not. I sold my mom's medication one time. Now I'm a gangster. Ah, I don't care. Put everybody that liked me could unlike me and dislike me, and it would still be good for the algorithm. Okay, there's a drop of ex-bourbon, and we're going to do a little Belvedere 97. And then we're going to say goodnight. You hate him. Crazy, how you doing? He's doing awesome. Crazy's a cool cat, man. Oh, I like that stuff. I can't believe there's only half a bottle left. Daniel was a grumpy old man. I'll stay off my lawn. 46%, my friend, 46%. Oh, see, Whiskey in the Six just clued in. There must have been a commercial or something on the. It's good stuff. Why? Was there a different ABV on one of these? What were we talking about the other day? Oh, months ago. I like this. You're still at work till late tonight. It is, Eric. It's very good. Actually, I keep meaning to watch Ralphie's review. He just put a review out of the 2005. I'm curious because other people have hummed and hawed about that one. He's Twilight novels. Rob actually is writing a novel, which I think is very cool. I've never seen a guy. He's got 2 kids, a beautiful wife, and has his kickboxing school and is a teacher and does this YouTube thing. He's writing a book. So there's a guy that may be considered an overachiever. I don't know, but it is inspiring, to tell you the truth. Oh, trying to find a stream, and you're asking Jeremy to cut his own boss's throat. It's about an Italian spice dragon, right? Oh my God. I think you guys are more into getting into the chat. Bell Blair has cash strength versions. You know what? I'd like to be able to find some of these. Like, you can go online and find travel exclusives, but they're not very up to date all the time. I've had friends go to the airports traveling. I just got a 19-year-old Glenmoran G, which I'm kind of excited to try. But none of these ones that we hear about that you'd like this Bell Blair, they must sell out of them or something. Now I have a very nice one from Glen Rothus, but I still, and I didn't get the right one. I got like the 25-year-old, not the 30-year-old. Apparently they were the same price. Jason Whiskey Wise said, yeah, it's the same price, but still annoyed. On the receipt it said I got a 30-year-old, but I actually only got a 25-year-old. Oh well, it's the price of having other people buy stuff for you. I think he meant if you're watching a fight stream, mostly in Europe. Yeah. Well, my friends, I appreciate y'all joining me. I need to give Julie a phone call. And it's 11 o'clock at night. Or 10:30, sorry. I'm looking at the wrong clock here. The one in the mirror is backwards. The 2 looks like a 5. You're awesome, Swami. I'm very happy to hear you're having a good time down in the U.S. I'm sorry that you lost all your subscribers from Missouri. I'm sure you had a lot of them. Thank you very much, Rod. I hope to be watching some more video game stuff. Maybe not the Fortnite thing, because I think you were dying like every 3 seconds or something in that Fortnite. You did better in the hockey game. Whiskey in the Six, you are an awesome guy. Thanks for shouting me out in your live today. Appreciate that. That's crazy. Thanks for being here, buddy. Hopefully you and I can guilt Swami into giving us at least one sample of the bottle of WoW. You know, he could at least fill one of my sample bottles up and ship it back to me. A ball buster. Sporadic, yeah. Beer, I agree. Stick with the beer. We don't need the Barry White of PewDiePie out there going over video games. Oh, thank you, Santa Cruz. And I don't know, it's just us talking. It's just like sitting in a bar with a bunch of buddies. Don't think there's anything much. You're awesome, Swami. Thank you. I've been trying to find a bottle, but it's hard. There's one bourbon collector in Alberta, but Eric Gilbert, stay strong. Santa Cruz, and I really enjoyed chatting to you face to face today. Too bad you didn't get your distillery tour, but I think you pretty much did. You gave me the tour. Pretty much think you saw everything. Whiskey Sneerson, give Shannon a hug. Go straight to bed, eh? Thank you, Jeremy, for everything. If Rob comes out here to visit his brother, maybe you should come along with him. We'll go to a sporting event of some sort. I think we can find something. So that's it. That's crazy. Whiskey Sneer. Did I miss anybody? I think you got you all. Good. And we're missing Richie Z, man. That's the only thing I never saw. Hopefully he's doing all right. Cheers, guys. Salancha, and enjoy your weekend while I'm working. Thank you very much.